Hugh. What is up,
Billy,
brother?
my man.
What's going on, man? How was your 2 days since our last interaction here on the live streaming?
I'll tell you, I cut the fucking yard, and that was about the extent of the movement that I did in the last 2 days. I know it sounds.
That's fucking exciting, bro.
It's like half old man, half super lazy college person. Because my yard is not that big, but it took me like an hour to hour and a half to do. And afterwards, I just sat outside and drank and smoked a cigar.
That's awesome. That's a good day to me.
I mean, I didn't. It wasn't the worst day that I've ever had, but it definitely made me sit back and be like, "Oh, I'm a lot lazier than I was before the quarantine."
That's fine.
But like now, I have an excuse. So there's gonna have to be some lifestyle changes when I get out of here.
So, dude, check it out. Boom.
Those are the pod decks, right?
These are the pod decks. This right here. So everyone knows we got an episode deck, 2 interview decks, a would you rather, and a what the heck.
Ooh.
So what it is there's 50 cards in each deck, and what I do is we're gonna pull, except for the episode deck. That's kind of how me and Hugh we're just gonna randomly pull when we're doing planning, and that's what we're gonna kind of base our episodes off of now. But we got 8 cards. I haven't read them yet. We got a guess.
You haven't read them yet?
I haven't read them yet. So I just picked 8 random cards. All right. I haven't read them. So I'm gonna place them down right here. All right.
Okay.
And it's 2 from here.
Each of those 5.
So two interview questions from each interview deck. Would you rather? 2 from would you rather, and 2 from what the heck. So this is gonna be fun, dude. I'm excited.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Oh,
before we get into the whole thing, throw up the meme I sent you. This is the meme of the day, hands down, numero uno meme of the day. Best thing that I got sent all.
Now,
day.
where did you get this from?
Oh, one of my idiot sailor buddies sent it to me from the dark corner of the interweb.
Okay, let me just pull this up right here. So from the dark corner of the interweb.
Oh yeah, I laughed for like 10 minutes. It's not even really that funny. But
this gosh dang internet machine.
I think I'm running out of shit to laugh at.
I can't take this internet machine and all its craziness. I'm gonna
go back to the good old days.
It's like when you don't want a baby. Push it back in. I'm not ready for it.
Send it back. It's defective.
Gross. All right, so here we go.
Meme of the day.
Wait, there might be Germans here.
Du
hast. Dude, that's clutch. That is so awesome.
Because everybody knows that Nazis listen to Rammstein, along with their X-ray goggles.
We're gonna put this up on the page. This is gonna be a post.
It's phenomenal. This is fantastic.
This is going into our top 10 best memes of all time list.
Top 10 best memes of all time list. I'm all about it. Because everybody knows that along with their issued Jew funding glasses and their stabby sticks, they get the Rammstein greatest hit CD to listen to in the car.
I can't. They really do pump you up, though. It's good deployment music. It's good.
It could be a lot worse.
It's skull crushing music. That's what it is. It's skull crushing.
Yeah. All the guys in the van, they're like driving down the road to Katy Perry. They're like, all right, guys, we're 10 minutes out. Let's put on the real stuff. And first it's Down with the Sickness, and then 45 minutes of Rammstein.
That's right. That's perfect. So, who do we got that we're bringing on today? One of your buddies.
One of my buddies, Pete. He and I met last semester at ODU.
Nice.
And then we started dating a few weeks later. And Pete is a Marine in the reserve. He is a light infantry recon Marine.
Okay.
And he spends most of his training time out in California. He pew-pews like, you remember Heartbreak Ridge where they have the little sensor vests and whatnot? Yeah. Like, that's what he does. He like hunts people wearing those vests. He goes, bang, bang, you're dead.
Bang, bang, you're dead.
Or something to that extent. I only half listen when he talks because he's a little grunt Marine. I don't care about him.
Oh, wow.
So
I'm sure he's going to have something to say about that.
I'm sure he's sitting there in the green room like, this motherfucker. Pete is about to graduate, and he's going to commission into the United States Marine Corps as an active duty second lieutenant.
That's awesome. You got to give him props for that.
Pretty excited about that.
Good shit right there, man.
So without further ado,
that's not even an easy task either. Yeah. So
he's not going to an easy job. Like he's not going to supply or logistics or I don't know, culinary specialties or whatever, you know.
I'm going to be HR representative for the Marine Corps. Yes. Yeah, it's great. You're fucking worthless. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, you made general and these warfighters are still back there as sergeant? Yeah, okay. That adds up.
When I hear people say that, I'm like, cool, you're just like my ex-wife. Useless. Anyway. All right, hold on. All right, we're going to bring Pete in now.
Here we go.
Dude, what's going on, man?
What's up,
Good
Pete?
evening, gentlemen.
Oh,
How y'all doing?
Good, man. It's good to have you on, brother.
Great to be on Liberty Risk.
Oh, thank you very
Thanks
much.
for
It's
being
good to have
here,
you here, man. So, what are you drinking on? What are you drinking on?
Oh, this is my third or fourth Victory Brewing Sour Monkey. Oh my god. I have a story for you about these. I was
Okay,
with the guy who did your banner, Lopez. He and I were going to 7-Eleven one time to get ginger ale to mix with
it's gonna get him in
some other
trouble.
liquor we had at the time. Nah, we're good.
Oh,
We're both adults, you know. We were going to 7-Eleven and there was this probably like 70-year-old lady working at the counter. And she was like, "What's that?"
She's only
for?
working
You
there
guys
because
having
her
a party?"
husband died and she never had a job before.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, "What? You having a party or something?" And then we're like, yeah. I mean, like we don't do this every night. Of course not, you know." And she was like, "Oh, you should get Sour Monkey. That shit'll fuck you up." Like I was like, "Whoa!" And
High
she's
five,
absolutely
grandma.
right. Yeah,
right?
exactly. No, she's totally right. This shit's like I don't know, like 10.5% or something like that. 9.5. This is my third or fourth one, and I'm feeling great.
Whoa,
He's super mean.
Right.
He is.
But while he's here, we got to give Lopez credit again.
Oh yeah,
we cannot thank you enough for the banner.
No,
and,
seriously,
he's an
Lopez.
incredible artist.
Oh, what I told you guys in the green room about the flag. So Lopez, since you're watching, I'm getting a flag with your logo on it, like Hugh has in the background, and I'm sending you one for free, brother.
Absolutely.
So you're gonna be the first one to get
Ryan
one.
Lopez banner flag will be.
And what I want you to do is I'm going to send you one for me and Hugh, and I'm going to send you our flags. And I want you to sign the bottom right of it and then send it back to us.
That'd be great. Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty fucking awesome.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Pete, man, you're excited to graduate, man. You're like 8 days away?
Yeah, something like that. I have 2 more days of classes.
Are you even taking your finals, or are you just?
I am. I'm actually taking them a little early, just because to get them out of the way. I gave my professors some good excuse, but it's a valid excuse.
The military's calling. I gotta go.
Yeah, no, actually, that was my excuse. It's completely true, though. So, he appreciates.
He's crying.
It's not hard to make him cry.
Yeah, he's a real man.
Don't break down like a girl.
So how long have you been going to school? Because you were reservist, active duty.
Yeah, man. So like right out of high school, literally day after I graduated high school, I went to Parris Island, and I joined the Marine Corps under an infantry contract, and then I went reserves because I got into some colleges, ended up going to ODU.
Nice.
And while I was in the School of Infantry, before I even started ODU, I was working on my paperwork to become an officer. Very cool. I got accepted into the officer selection program for PLC, platoon leaders course. And that they send you to Quantico, to Brownfield, to do officer candidate school twice. And Lopez was with me at officer candidate school the second time. And that poor bastard, he got kicked out week before he graduated because he broke his foot. He broke his foot.
Oh, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't because he was drinking too much, or
no?
Because that would have been perfect.
He wasn't sitting there
a high functioning alcoholic.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fucking cool, man. You so when you do your training, you go out to 29 Palms or Moab and
we will do
laser training.
I'm actually pretty upset because I just checked out of my unit last month because I'm commissioning, so I can't be in that unit anymore. It's just regulation. Sure. You know, they don't want like me leaving one time and then coming back the next month as an officer. Like I got boys there, but I'd get zero respect. You know?
Yeah.
No, it's not good. It really isn't. It sucks, but it's just not good.
But so I checked out of that unit, and now they're going to I don't know if you guys have heard of ITX. It's it's like the big infantry exercise. They bring in all the combat arms, all the different infantry divisions, and they blow a lot of stuff up, waste a lot of rounds. You know, it's a really good time.
Guys, spending all that tax money.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not going to be able to go this summer, and that's got me stumped, but that's what I get. You never
That's
know.
what you get for being an officer. Yeah.
It's gonna be nice. You should be stoked about that, dude.
You'll be showing up to your new unit with like 3 rows of shit, and they'll be like, "Can I help you?" Like, probably not.
Yeah. Try 2 ribbons, bro. I had 3, and they took the
Took away your
entire
good
unit
conduct?
GWAT away.
Oh, you
What?
don't need that.
Yeah, except for a small amount who had previously deployed with the unit, but they took like everyone's GWATs away. The
Don't
global
worry,
war on terror ribbons.
You'll get those in 90 days.
They do give them away, but yeah, exactly. I rated
crazy.
it by regulations, and they just a few months ago they're like, nope, none of you guys. They went into people's like online files and they took them out.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's some fucking
That's just
shit,
some
man.
salty piece of shit that's just fucking
Yeah,
angry.
yeah.
Because it's fucking.
The
the
new
captain
like
was
Lance
banging out
Corporal
his
admin comes in.
Yeah, right.
Guys, this is unacceptable. This is bullshit. It's by a fucking day. Take it from everyone. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, no, that's all right. We're gonna dirty dick your girlfriend later. As a unit.
We'll be
As a
seeing her.
unit.
We'll be seeing her at the smoke deck.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Pete, hold on, Billy. Before we get to do this, Pete has a story he wants to talk about real quick. He read it online today. He's been waiting to talk about it.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
All right, so one of the greatest men alive today. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He served as the Secretary of Defense. General James Mad Dog Mattis is now a model. He's a model now.
He's a model?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
No.
he was at a veterans conference and was approached by some Aussie SAS veteran who started a line of clothing as part of a charity.
All right.
And you can pull it up, I think. There's a picture of him sporting a $1,500 kangaroo skin jacket. Lord, does he look fresh in it. He looks incredible.
Pete, you look like your lips are dripping a little bit. Oh,
a little too much.
Damn.
Look at that.
Look at Jim Mattis. Look at
Yeah.
He is so nice.
that motherfucker can get it.
Oh, yeah.
I bet. I heard that when he knife hands you, your panties immediately evaporate.
Look at that son
They
of a bitch.
turn to liquid, actually.
Look at that shitty smirk.
Look at that
Look at that shitty
motherfucker.
smirk.
He looks like he's like, I just got done killing a commie.
I bet his hands are in his pockets. I can't see, but I'm sure
Oh
they are.
God, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. You said it's kangaroo skin?
Yeah, kangaroo
He
skin.
killed it himself.
He either killed it himself
killed
or
it
it's
with bare
leftover from the brush fire.
He's like, yeah.
Wow.
It was,
Whoa! Hey,
oh no!
Brutal.
Different
reduce,
brush
reuse,
fire.
recycle.
Different brush
Okay.
fire.
Different brush fire?
It was a brush fire that was started by some Marines launching like some star clusters at
Now,
Fort Garland.
one time that happened.
One time a month that it happened. You know.
Handed someone and the fucking woods on fire because all hell was about to break loose. That's what happened.
That's fantastic. I loved everything about that. Honestly, I think I could die happy right now.
I think I need to buy one, dude.
Oh yeah.
Zaddy Mattis.
Oh yeah. Meg would drop trow for the fucking SecDef for sure.
I would too, man.
I mean, I heard there's a regulation that says all Marines are supposed to line up to give him a handy J when they see him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to confirm or deny.
It took you way too long to respond to that. 'Cause you could just see you're like,
Well, part of him,
I have to calculate this answer very well.
part of him is like, I don't want to tell him I jerked off the SecDef, but the other part of me is like,
I'm really proud of it.
do I tell them I was next and then they said come back tomorrow? So Pete, I'm sure you know we recently got these. Billy got these pod decks in. Bottom, they say powered by pod decks. You know, we're now one of the brand ambassadors. It's the second time I've ever been an ambassador, but it's the best because the other time I'm in uniform and I'm not allowed to swear.
Yeah.
So Billy's got some of these cards pulled out, and you're going to be the inaugural person to play this game with us.
Dude. It's like our little christening ceremony for you becoming an officer.
I'll give it my best.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
we're gonna send this. We're gonna send this
because we're really cheap sons of bitches and we can't buy you a gift. So
It's even better.
That's what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you the 4 interview questions first, before we get on to the 4 questions for you and Hugh, and then we'll go from there. So the first one, I'm going to mix these up a little bit.
There you go.
I feel like a dealer in Vegas, but there's no one in Vegas, so it's lonely. You know what I mean?
I heard they're talking about reopening. I mean, nobody's reopening as soon as Georgia. That's like
it's all the hookers are the ones that are making the fucking big stink about that shit. They're like, we're losing money.
Bitch, get an OnlyFans. The internet exists.
Speaking of which, plug my OnlyFans account. I post ass videos daily. Check it out.
You have monthly subscriptions, right? That's what it is.
Hashtag COVID quarantine.
Yeah.
I'm not handsome enough for monthly.
I'll show you that Corona coochie.
What? Pete, don't sell yourself short, man. Look at that glorious mustache you got.
We can't all be 10s, bro.
You cannot all be 10s. That's true.
All right, here we go. These questions they're just random. I haven't read them. So some are off the wall, some are very generalized, some are childish. So which is good. It's just random shit. All right. So the first one from the black interview deck.
Naturally.
It's got to be black. It's the only way to go. What's the favorite thing you've bought this year?
Ooh, this year?
You know, if there wasn't a quarantine, this would be a very different question. But now that everybody's buying Amazon out of their entire stock,
yeah,
don't say prostitutes. Don't.
No, actually,
exploding glitter bomb.
I don't have like a witty answer for this, but I'll tell you what. I recently treated myself to a new truck. I've had the same car that I bought as my first car out of high school, and it died the other day. And I got myself a Toyota Tacoma. You know, it's like the boot lieutenant vehicle.
The boot lieutenant vehicle.
Yeah, it's either that
you basically get it for free when you commission, just because you got to have it as a lieutenant, you know?
Yeah. You're going to put all your Tigers plaid stickers and your 9-line apparel stickers and your CrossFit stickers. Bro. Yeah.
Yeah. CrossFit. 9-line grunt style.
Yeah. The silhouette of Mattis that says kill underneath. There you go. Yeah. That way you can hide it in the
Mattis on the passenger side window. Knife handing, so when you go through the gate,
you got to get all the stickers so you can hide it in the officers' parking lots. You guys can play who's who of Toyota.
Yeah. Some boot MP shits his pants, you know.
Just craps his pants at the main gate, just right there.
I swear to God, he just drove in with Seth Mattis.
But real
he
quick,
didn't have an ID.
He was wearing a kangaroo jumper.
Speaking of that, Danique is watching. She'll appreciate this. So that's what I did in the Navy. I was a master at arms. So when I was a watch commander, when I was an E6, we would send the boot MAs are literally just like right out from school, you know, and they take their 30 days of leave and then they check in. We put them at the main gate. So this one day I was at Groton submarine base. So you're constantly having like 1, 2, 3-star admirals come through. The governor came through all the time. Senators came through all the time. So we had like an entourage come through, like just everyone. It felt like everyone was wearing at least 1 star. So we sent this kid. He was 5 feet tall. This is a grown man. 110 pounds soaking wet. We made him carry a full length M16. Right? It's the dead of winter. So he's in full like winter clothing. He looked like the kid from Christmas Story with this big rifle like this. And the admiral comes through, and he was just supposed to flag him in, right? Because he had the shit on the markers on the car.
Yeah.
So he stops the car, goes to the back window, and goes, "Sir, I understand you're an admiral, but you still carry an identification card. I need to see it." The admiral goes like this. He goes, "You're going to be standing this post for the rest of your career," and drove off. I was just like.
Here's my ID card. I'll be back in 18 years to check and see if you're still here.
Well, the whole thing is, as a supervisor, I was up there and I saw, but I was parked back, like where the turnaround is.
Sure.
So I'm hearing it and I couldn't get to him quick enough. Like, motherfucker! Oh my God, I'm gonna kill him! Like in my head, I'm like, your mouth's gonna be on the end of that rifle in a minute. You're gonna die. It's happening.
5.
Yeah, watch
That's
this.
Fantastic.
We're gonna have a drill, guys. What do you do when there's a dead body at the main gate? Bam! But yeah, this admiral just looked at me, went like this. He goes, "You're gonna be standing this post for the rest of your career," and just rolled the fucking window up like a thug and just drove the fuck off.
It's okay, motherfucking D-O-double-G.
We like to act like we haven't been, but we've all been boots once, you know. And it was definitely a dare. It was like his buddy on Gate Watch, whatever y'all call it, and.
Yeah, it was like, hey man, I'll bet you a pack of smokes and $10 you won't tell the admiral.
You won't ask the admiral for his ID, yeah. And he paid the ultimate price.
Yeah, it's a pack of Marlboros and $10.
They don't make a lot of money. I'll tell you that much.
I think he's referring back to The Vegas hookers.
Oh yeah, the Vegas hookers. They should have a 401k. Legalize that shit. They do it in Europe.
I think it is legal there. Don't they have brothels in Vegas?
I don't know that it's
Nevada?
legal. I think there's like a
No, they have
lot of.
brothels.
I know, but I think it's like a real fine line kind of thing.
It's just not enforced.
Don't.
Not that I would know.
I mean, there are countries in Europe that legalize that shit. They regulate it. You know, your tract as a
Really,
customer,
Hugh?
they get
How do you
shots.
know about this?
Because
What
I lived in
stories do you
Europe because that guy who just commented took me to Europe for 7 years. I know where all the red light districts are.
Man, I lived in Paris for a few months, and
I thought you were gonna say Bahrain. You had them imported.
yeah, no, I lived in Paris, and I was right by the Bois de Boulogne, and that is like I would go on jogs, and in that park is where all the hookers are. They're just like white vans.
White panel
What they
vans.
do is
We
they
get
tie
it.
like
we-
handkerchiefs and scarves to their rear view mirrors, and they
Really?
just park along the street.
Where is this?
And in Paris,
You get my pen.
What part of Paris?
yeah, in the Bois de Boulogne, you can check it out.
Oh, okay.
It's in like I don't know.
His
The
daddy's going on a
very small.
vacation.
We're gonna see if we can get that. We'll be an ambassador for them next week.
Fine line is the city limits.
yeah.
He's not wrong. Like I was there for cross country in Germany one time, and I turned left, and the entire street was lit red. And just to make sure I wasn't having a stroke, I went another block over, no red. Went back over, and there's just people walking up and down. Like if you don't want to look, you just don't look. It was a little weird.
All right, let's get to
Question 2.
let's get to. I'm going to do one of the blue interview. This is kind of weird, but this is a solid question. I mean, it's valid. Would you rather have unlimited sushi for life or unlimited tacos for life?
Ooh, I don't know if my beehole could handle unlimited tacos, man. I'm gonna have to say sushi. Definitely.
Because at least if you get tired of the sushi, you get all the omega-3s.
Especially, I'm running low on toilet paper here. I got like 4 more rolls left. I cannot handle unlimited tacos.
See, tacos.
Taylor was so
Apparently
quick.
Taylor
to
has a lot of toilet paper.
Yeah, she must be doing okay.
Is she hoarding it? Is she
She
hoarding
must have went
quarantine
to
hoarding TP?
Costco before this whole thing went
I
down.
don't know. See, like like we were talking to the green room. I was in Japan, so I was spoiled. Like, so sushi for me is, I don't know.
Tacos.
Tiana,
down.
tacos all day.
Tacos.
Are we talking like good sushi or like?
No, I don't give a shit. Tacos.
Japanese sushi.
Oh, okay, not like 7-Eleven
real-
gas
real-
station.
Not like from the
No,
Chinese place down the road
gas
from me.
station sushi, real ninja sushi.
Yeah. Nah, for me, it's going to be tacos because I agree. Yeah, see, tacos.
Everyone's saying
Listen,
tacos.
Yeah.
regardless of the damage it's going to do to your O-ring,
Sorry.
regardless of the damage it's going to do to your O-ring, you're going to lose the weight.
There's more variety with sushi too. Like you could just go. It's like
Well,
there's
see,
just
because
so
you're
many
all right.
avenues
So
to go down.
if we're saying all tacos are all sushi, I'm thinking, man, I get the chalupa, I get the Fritos burrito, I get the Nacho Libre taco, I get the
Taco,
fucking.
it's like hard shell, shitty.
Hey man, all I'm saying is maybe if I had unlimited sushi, I wouldn't have gotten all this quarantine dad bod going
That's
on.
not
you know?
true at all.
Dude, I got
Not true
C-cup
at all.
titties going, man. It's fucking nice, bro. I'm going.
I
Wow,
got
man.
titties
I'm
down
going
my
to Vegas
belly
once they
button.
open back up.
I went to put my socks on today. Couldn't touch my toes. I'm like, fucking beer.
beer.
The back thing, you.
Did you make a noise? Did you make a noise?
I was like, and the worst part was,
you're out of breath.
yeah, no, it was even worse. Than, like I was out of breath. I'm like, oh god, and I looked, and then there's my dog who's like,
I love it. Oh, it's so great. No, but no, if you ever go to Japan, no joke. So I was in Misawa, northeast corner. So we had to fly in from SeaTac to Tokyo. Then you had to take a bus to Narita Airport to fly into Misawa because that's how remote it was. But in the Tokyo International Airport, hands down, best sushi I've ever had. You'll see it. There's a little kiosk that has the torii gates on it. It's those Japanese gates.
okay.
It has them on all 4 sides, and you can sit down. There's like 8 like bar stools at each one, and there's two guys in there making sushi, just taking your orders, and you just sit down, and they come up to you, and they just hand you a menu, and you just order best sushi. If you ever go Tokyo International Airport, make sure there's a long wait between your flights, and find that fucking sushi place. Best money you'll ever spend.
So I'm gonna cross the line just a little bit. Do you know why we called them nips during World War II?
Oh my God, here we go.
Nipponese. Yeah.
Yeah, Nippon is the Japanese word for Japan. So that's why we used to call them nips. So, for whatever that's worth to anybody watching.
History, man.
Yeah, it's history, man. All right, question 3.
All right,
Billy, is this it? Is this the moment where our podcast gets sued?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll tell you what, Billy. I care about this podcast and I want it to go. But if I have to show up to the Supreme Court and there's like 900 small groups that have sued us, I'm calling the Guinness Book of Records.
Look,
because
my goal.
I'll plead guilty to everything, but I want that shit on the record that I got sued by the most groups.
Back to the day.
And he will just be like, I like beer. I used to drink beer. I used to drink too much beer. I don't know, however it went, you know.
Can you drink too much beer?
No.
I don't know. According to
I've ever seen pour
two
beers at the same time.
Well, it's a leak tree, so I got to fill it with a leak tree of beer.
I swear to God, it's like he has a glass keg with a handle. That's what it is. All right.
That'd be phenomenal.
So look,
question 3.
Hold on. Before question 3, Hugh. Back to that, the Supreme Court. If we're not having, by the time this, hopefully, God willing, takes off, and Pete, you can be the witness here.
Well, you'd have to be.
If we're not getting talked about by Howard Stern within the next few years, we haven't done our fucking job.
You've failed. Yeah.
Well, it's true. It's true. Because frankly, look at it. Listen, even bad publicity is still publicity. And if you ain't being hated on, you ain't doing shit.
Well, we've already gotten like Glenn Marshall. Yeah, I talked about you
fuck Glenn Marshall.
Glenn Marshall's the first eat a bag of dicks.
He's the eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah. Fuck him. Did you hear about this, Pete? Did you hear last podcast what this guy Glenn Marshall?
Yeah, I was listening.
Okay,
he wants us to fucking give dead vets who died of COVID-19.
Because Trump made a statement that
COVID-19
is the invisible enemy. Okay, being a Marine, all of us have been out there.
Fair. Pete tried to shoot the COVID.
Well, listen.
I tried.
When someone sits there and does like quotation marks, goes, "It's the invisible enemy," talking about a virus. I'm not taking that as the real enemy.
Yeah. If you know what I mean? Air quotes, it's not serious.
No. So this guy, Glenn Marshall.
Shit. Fucking Glenn Marshall.
That guy fucked Glenn Marshall, bag of dicks.
Yeah. Glenn Marshall probably went out with Carol Baskin. Fucking
he's 7 too. Like that's what bothers me. He's a retired E7. Like that's so.
So at one point in time, he was considered intelligent.
Yeah, like how'd you get to the goat locker?
So you're gonna have to work really hard for Howard to acknowledge your retarded asses. Bullshit. I've heard the whack back.
Yeah, well, you know what? Challenge accepted. Massengill.
Yeah, Masson douche.
Well, you said not me. He's crazy.
So yeah, Glenn Marshall thinks that veterans who die of COVID should get the Purple Heart.
See, I don't know about that.
Active duty veterans. Active duty.
Oh yeah, so like as a reservist, I wouldn't qualify.
Active duty. So if you get COVID,
even if I put my uniform on when I die, I don't count
because you're tongue punching a fucking hooker's fart box.
Yeah, a $5 Taiwanese hooker who has a penis. You know?
And you get COVID.
Your first time in Taiwan.
You should get a Purple Heart. Yeah, little lady boys. That's your problem.
Honestly, I think that's just degrading. Like
the lady.
I don't want to get too sappy here, but that's degrading the people who have actually earned Purple Hearts. You know.
That's what we're talking about. It's just bullshit. You can't hand the stuff out like candy. It's not a NAM.
We already handed awards like candy.
NAM.
Good shit. All right, let's go. Question 3.
All right.
Moving right along.
Which one? Pick one. Right hand or left hand?
Right hand.
What is something you like that most people don't?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Pete, you can't say.
Oh, hold on, Pete.
There he is.
Okay,
the world's okayest Marine. Pete, that's the world's okayest Marine. Our most dedicated fan.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I think he was one of the first Marines. Him and Matt fought back way in the day. I mean,
I'm pretty sure.
Older than the grand old man in the Marine Corps.
I think Chris was at Ton Tavern when they founded it. I think he was there, and he goes, "Well, that sounds like a real good time. Let's do it."
All right, so Matt, if you were watching last podcast, we've already explained this. So this is an invalid statement, and I'm gonna go and take it off the screen.
Yeah, bye, Felicia. Chris.
He's going the same men. Oh, come on, you gotta admit.
That's pretty good.
I got played. Shoot. It's like you read my mind or something.
I mean, with a flavor saver like that, man, how are you not passing out free mustache rides?
Yeah. Oh, they're free rides to all my boys.
Chris said I was already there.
If you fucking say black licorice, though,
I don't think God, no, dude. I got passed the ball over at
of Jaeger.
Yep.
It's like black licorice. It's fucking nasty.
It's disgusting. It goes down smooth, but the black licorice hangs in your mouth. I can't handle that.
When I was a teenager, I got dared to slam a fifth of Jaeger, and I got about maybe between just over a quarter of the bottle. No. And it was just
it's one of those ones that when you smell it, you're like,
yeah, I'm not even going to try to lie and say that I finished it because it was just fucking the most awful experience. I can't even smell Jaeger now without getting like
it's
that.
Fucking nasty, dude.
Let's do Jaeger bombs. That's how you get kicked out of the bar.
Like, I got my answer for the question though.
All right, let's hear it.
What do I like that most people don't like?
Yes,
I like Hugh a lot.
Well played.
That and Brussels sprouts, yeah.
You're a dirty.
You like Brussels sprouts?
Fucking white job.
Always have, always will.
Wow. Actually, breaded. I've had them breaded, and that's pretty good.
Straight up, just
grill. No. I gotta have some kind of, I don't know.
If it's not wrapped in bacon, I'm not giving it a shot.
All right, soon to be officer. Here's the last question for you for your interview questions. What's the funniest thing you've seen a kid do?
Okay, what do we qualify as kids? Do boots count as kids?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah. All right, I think I got something.
If you look at another grown-ass adult and go, look what that fucking kid's doing.
Yeah, no, I definitely called it exactly afterwards. Right. All right, I think I got something. So we were in the Mojave. We were Op 4, like the enemy for an army CAV unit's pre-deployment training in LAR, and we had a casualty, like someone actually got injured, not just part of the training. And we had to medevac them, and my vehicle was selected. We had the mechanic in our vehicle for the platoon who's in charge of maintaining the vehicles, like for the vehicles, this Lance Corporal. Yeah. And I'm going to spare his name right now. I'll say his name is Smuckatelli, right?
Obviously, his name is Smuckatelli.
So Lance Corporal Smuckatelli, I call him over, and he's like, "What's up, Corporal?" And I was like, "Hey, man, we have to pull out of this exercise." It was dead of night in the Mojave Desert, no moon, pitch black out. I had my NVGs on, but he didn't get issued them because he doesn't do anything, you know. So I said,
worthless.
Yeah, exactly, totally worthless. So I gave him like 4 infrared chem lights. I said, put these infrared chem lights on the antennas of the Vic, so we can pull out of this exercise. And when other vehicles who are part of the exercise see these infrared chem lights, they'll know that we're not in play, you know?
Okay.
So I hand him a roll of electrical tape and these chem lights, and I say, tape these up on the antennas. He climbs on the top of the Vic, and I start loading up the casualty. I get him all settled in, make sure he's all good and tight. He's not going to shift around when the Vic starts rolling dirty down the desert. And we're like ready to go, Oscar Mike. We're ready to move. And this mech is still on the roof like 5 minutes later, and I'm like, man, Smuckatelli, I almost used his real name. Smuckatelli, what's going on?
Wait, is he still in?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, don't use his name.
Yeah. I was like, Smuckatelli, what's going on? And he's like, I had to grab more from down in the Vic. None of them are working. It's like these chem lights must have gone bad or something like that. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about? And then it clicked, and I was like, dude, no way. I flipped down my NVGs, and I look over next to the Vic, and there was a pile of like 10 infrared chem lights that were snapped and just thrown into the dirt.
You'd only be able to see them with your fucking night vision.
Wow. Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, so he's up there cracking these fucking things.
I had to explain to this kid that they are infrared. And so I took out my knife and I cut one open, because they've got like a dark purple filter around them that filters out all the light except for the infrared rays. And I cut it open, and the like glowing light spills out, and he was just like, He knew instantly. He's not a total idiot.
What did he weigh? Like $200 worth of fucking chem lights are now worth.
Yeah,
exactly. Fucking idiot.
That no one in particular paid for. You know?
That's fucking phenomenal.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I wasn't even mad. I was just shocked.
Part of you's got to be like, we do a pretty good job of training you guys. And I'm inclined to think it's not like you missed it, but maybe somebody just didn't cover it.
I told him, man, I was like, these are infrared chem lights. Put them up on the Vic.
Nope, no dice.
No dice.
That's good shit, man. Billy, you said you got some of the cards out of the other deck.
Okay, yeah. So two of the other decks, the red deck is questions. It's called Would You Rather. Okay. So like I said, just to go over it again and to thank them again, and because it's awesome.
Right.
So I got these 5 pod decks from these 5 deck of cards from Pod Decks. They're interview cards, episode cards, Would You Rather, and What the Heck. So each deck contains 50 different cards. We're gonna pick at random. This deck is the episode deck, so we're not going to count that. But we're going to have 4 interview questions and 4 from the other 2 for every episode from now on. And we're probably going to revisit some of these questions, but that's a great part about it.
Once we have different guests on, they'll have different answers.
They'll have different answers. And the great part is, as you can see, the whole point of it is to go down a different rabbit hole. So you ask the question, and then you're having all these offshoot stories come off of it. So it just makes it more interesting.
We're 36 minutes into this SOB.
And it doesn't feel like it.
No, it doesn't. All right, so here we go. What you got a question for us?
Okay, so the first question. This is kind of crazy. I don't know how I would answer this.
You're kind of crazy.
You're kind of crazy. So this is what the heck.
Okay.
Which body part do you wish you could detach, and why? All right, listen, hold on. Before you stop thinking for a second.
Right.
You two are 2 sick motherfuckers. Okay? I want this to be
buddy.
Crazy off the wall. Holy shit answer, all right? So I'm going to read this question again.
Okay, what body
after
part?
Making that blanket statement. Which body part do you wish you could detach, and why? And people who are watching, we want you to answer these questions too. So
we're not going to wait for your response because, like Billy explained, we have a little bit of delay, but we're going to get about
20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah. Pete, you go first.
Man, I can think of a lot of good answers for this, but I think I don't know.
No.
Wait. Okay. I got a couple.
Yeah. Touche, Matt. Touche.
I think it'd be really cool to lick things from a distance. But I'm not gonna say it's my final answer. I could just go up to my buddies and just whip them with my tongue, and they'd get all freaked out.
I'm with Chris.
Hey, Chris, you can use my dick. You don't have to use yours.
I wish I could pull my dick off because it gets fucking hot. Does it have its own thought process?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not an Evil Dead situation, Mike. You can just take it off.
Yeah, this isn't like the thing from the Addams Family. Like, it's not a hand.
I'm taking my dick off because when it gets fucking hot, it's one of the most uncomfortable feelings to have to be there, like unsticking your cock from the inside of your thigh.
What was that noise?
Oh, it's the sound I make when I have to unstick my dick from my thigh because I want people to know that that's what's going on.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Matt.
Yeah, he could say that, but all the Thailand stories I know are his.
I don't know. I think my thing was if I could now because you have 2 of them. Take one of my eyes out and just leave it somewhere,
dude. See,
and just see what the
ears,
fuck,
man.
Yeah, like go to like some crazy place and just take my eye out, leave it on the counter, but still
the red light district.
Like get the yes in the red light. Yes.
No, I was thinking the same thing with my ears, or like the other way around, where like if he was just talking, I could take my ears off and put them in my pocket. Like, I think that would be great.
I think the fucked up part of the back of my brain before I said dick was like, bro, pop your eyes out so you could fucking sleep for once.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, after the first deployment, I'm like, any little bit of light comes in the room, I'm like,
it's evil. It's just so evil.
It's the sun. It's okay.
All right, here's a would you rather question. Would you rather? Hold on, I'm gonna. Would you rather lick the pus out of a pop zit or a busted blister?
Can I pick both?
Can I pick who's it?
Ew, wait, what? Wait, what do you mean? What? Hold on, where are you going with this?
Thanks,
Elaborate.
You.
I'm just saying, like, can I pick whose zit it is?
This is true, Chris.
See, I will
like,
say though.
What are you talking about? Like, if it's like fucking.
Well, like if
Like
Kirsten Dunst is like, hey, I got the zit, you know,
Kirsten Dunst.
or Mandy Moore, you know,
That's pretty
I'll go back.
specific, but I'm not going to judge you.
That's
You do
very.
you, bro.
Do you have?
I mean,
like,
do I get their
movies
do
on
I
DVD
do I
on
get their
draft?
powers if I do it? Like, you know, if Hugh Jackman's like, I got the zit, I'm like, fuck, I got.
No, you're not going to turn into Wolverine. Dude. He's not real. Like,
He said his dick, Pete, not his zit.
Oh,
sorry,
dude,
backwards.
These
Yeah.
headphones are bad.
Okay, first off, Lopez hasn't commented since the podcast started, and now he's saying this.
Somebody called him and was like, Lopez, Pete wants to lick you.
Run away, man. No, but definitely, I would
This
think,
is very true.
all honesty, I would pick a zit. It sounds gross, but blisters, if you're popping them, they're probably filled with more pus. Like, when you pop a blister, it's supposed to be bigger than a quarter if it's going to be popped. That's just, like, the regular rule that I've heard. And zits,
like,
I've never seen
like
a
pennies?
quarter-size zit. And it's the same material that's in them, you know, dead white blood cells, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Hugh likes non-seasoned chicken. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, well, super
Do you guys
white.
not eat it that way? Listen, Mandy Moore's hot as balls. Mandy Moore's fucking hot.
You think Mandy Moore has zits? Get out of here. She does not have zits.
Mandy Moore
She's never had one a day in her
beautiful.
life.
You would be lucky to be in the presence of Mandy Moore, much less suck the zit out of that woman's skin. Do you think they taste like custard? Because if they taste like pennies, I'm out.
Are they like kind of
Elijah
or like
Craig,
kind of
please
lemony?
save me.
You know?
Don't worry, Billy. We got 2 more questions, right?
I don't
We'll take you even farther down this rabbit hole. You're gonna
I
have to
can make these weird, bro.
You have to call back Pod next time. Sorry, this is a terrible idea. We made a mistake.
Okay, this is a what the heck.
I just did a what the heck. I'll suck the zit out of Mandy Moore.
No, that was a would you rather.
Oh, I know what I said.
If you want to know whose zit I'd suck, it'd be Alexander Daddario. For sure.
Oh, she was in
Baywatch.
Yeah, she was.
She was also in
that movie, San Francisco.
Have you
San
seen those
Andreas.
Percy
Yeah,
Jackson
she was
movies?
in the Percy Jackson ones.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm weird. You guys just knew what a
She's
Percy
super
Jackson
bad.
movie was. You fucking children.
Hey,
I have kids,
man.
Hugh.
Listen.
Hey, Hugh, I'm a kid.
I have video
You
of you
are a
running
kid.
around with my children hanging out with them. You want me to put that on the fucking podcast?
I don't think that's a thing you're allowed to say on the internet.
Not on these channels of the internet.
I gotta go.
All right. Would you rather? No.
All right. No,
What is
it's a what the heck. It's a what the
what
heck.
the heck? All
Okay.
right.
What is the weirdest thing you have seen in someone else's home? I got a good one for this.
Actually, I'll tell you exactly what. I'm pointing at her house right now. My next door neighbor.
Holy shit. He's like,
Fuck it. She has a live trap in her yard, and she traps like squirrels and
trap,
possums. Thanks, Lopez. Lopez knows her though. She is crazy. Like,
She's just
crackhead to the max.
Hold on.
Now-
Just fuck Lopez. Get back to the live trap with the squirrel.
She-
okay, how
has
old
live
is
traps
this
in her yard.
lady? How old is this lady? A rough estimate.
I don't know.
Rough estimate.
I think
Is
she
she
has
like
a lot of
50,
cracks,
60?
so she's either like 32 or like
Or-
68, you know. I can't tell. And so she has live traps in her yard, and then she was telling me in a drunken stupor once when she invaded my front porch where I was trying to have like a good time by myself, you know. And she walked up and was telling me about her live traps and that she has
Sorry, I put on the draft.
I actually threw it away, Lopez. Sorry, buddy. But so she was telling me she has a bucket of water on her back porch where she drowns these squirrels that are in her live trap. Like, yeah.
She drowns them?
Yeah, she drowns them to kill them instead of like, I don't know, shooting them.
I mean,
Or that's what she does to exterminate the squirrels.
She dropped the whole trap in there, or she grabbed my hand. Yeah, because
apparently it's like a big. I would imagine it's like a big Rubbermaid tin that this like 2-foot live trap can fit in. And
so she drops it in. She doesn't do it by hand. She like picks the trap up.
Yeah, she drops the whole trap. But she was telling me you can't leave the live trap in the water too long, or else the squirrels get stuck in the bottom, and then you have to fish them out by hand, as opposed to being able to open up the live trap and just shake the squirrels out. Yeah, I heard way too much about this, and I was way too drunk to hear about it, man. So she is nutty. She's the worst neighbor I've ever had, by far.
You live in an apartment complex, or is it?
No. I have a house, man.
I
have a house in like a pretty good neighborhood. Like as far as Norfolk goes,
relatively speaking, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty low bar for good neighborhoods.
Yeah,
but I'm in one of the better ones, you know.
Oh, okay, good.
For the first time,
that drowns squirrels.
Yeah, she's fucking insane. Like, she's the worst. Literally, everyone on the street, especially all the students who live here, all the students on the street know her by name and know that she's totally insane. Almost everyone on the street has had the cops called on her, like has had her call the cops on their houses, or like the fire department just having like small bonfires in their front yard. You know, she'll say like, this one place is like having a bonfire and I smell smoke and they're playing really loud music.
I clean it.
So
that's fucking crazy.
She's the worst. Literally everyone on the street knows her.
I don't have anything that I can say that trumps my neighbor kills squirrels by hand.
No, I don't either, but
sorry.
So that's the craziest thing I've ever seen in someone's house.
So now me being a master at arms, on the base, we got a call for a call. We got a call over here, over there.
Call, Yankee.
Yeah, we got a call over there. So we got a call. I can't even fucking say it now. So I had to respond to an on-base house.
There you go.
For a possible domestic violence. So anyway, it was this lady.
Well, like he missed?
Yeah, he did. And he was chasing her around the house. She kept fucking zigzagging.
Because in and out of the doorways in the college kids' bedroom.
Evade.
She was parkouring over the coffee table.
So now we're done joking about domestic violence.
Yeah, don't beat your wife. Anyway, so we get to this house. It's me and one of the DOD police sergeants. We knock on the door. Lady answers the door. She's in like just normal workout clothes, right? Heavier set woman, just drenched in sweat, like someone just fucking hosed her down, right? Mm-hmm. So we're talking to her and she lets us in. So, which is don't ever fucking tell the police they can come into your house. I'm gonna So she's like, "Oh, you guys can come in." We're like, "You're probably going to jail then." Probably happening.
Don't need that warrant now.
So Sarge walks in, and he was a retired Army Ranger, so he's very, I don't know how to put it. He would have walked further into the house than what he did in this situation, and he kind of walked in and kind of just stopped, and I had to like push him, like, Sarge, let me fuck in the house, and he's just staring to the left. I look left, along the dining room into the living room is life-size clowns, like mannequins of clowns. Probably 40 of them.
You get the fuck out.
Shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder.
Nope.
All up down the wall.
Gotta go.
And then so.
Nope.
I went down the dining room wall, into the living room wall, and then back on the other living room wall. Okay. Nope. So I'm just like, okay, what the fuck? Then she's got the Billy Blanks tie bow like dummy in the middle of her living room, and that's why she was sweating. She was like working out the Billy Blanks. Like, do you know who I'm talking about? That tie.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's working out to that, but she has all these creepy fucking clown eyes just staring at her like, sweat, bitch, sweat more. Yes. So my sergeant looks at her and goes, "What the fuck are those things?"
That's a fair question.
Oh, she goes, "I know it's really weird, but she goes, what I do is I collect them from old amusement parks and carnivals and I sell them on eBay." My sergeant just looks at me and goes, "We're fucking leaving right now."
You need more buyers.
Fucking A, right. Yeah.
You crazy,
you come talk to us outside without all the eyes.
Yeah, and they were like 6 foot I'm 6'4".
So like if they came to life,
I'm pretty much looking eye to eye.
And a person was in them.
I would have unloaded every single round I had. Just
I don't think from what I've heard, it sounds like you do not have enough rounds for these clowns.
Oh no, dude!
No, there's no way.
It would have been like this. Wouldn't have been like accurate shooting. I would have been like fucking like I was in Call of Duty.
Oh, a praise rate.
Just going nuts. Yeah, it would have been fucking all over the place.
That's fucking terrible, man.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. It was crazy. All right, so the last, unless you got something.
I don't, man. I don't have anything at like the top. A wall full of clowns and my neighbor drowned fucking squirrels in the house.
I couldn't top.
I don't have anything.
We got him,
Pete. Guys.
Good job, Pete.
Yeah, good job. 5 episodes in, I'm fucking done. I'm tapped out.
Hold on, what does this say? Hugh, go downstairs, climb the ladder to your fridge, and fill that drink.
I mean,
he's calling you short, buddy.
Thanks a lot, Marine. I'm too stupid to know that. I bought a beer fridge.
Here's a good one, and I'm gonna quarantine COVID-19 coronavirus relate this question for a would you rather. All right. So get in that mindset. Get in the. I'm gonna get some Chinese virus. Would you rather lick every inanimate object you see, or be licked by every living thing you see? That includes humans.
Do I really have to answer this? Definitely the latter. What part of me is getting licked?
Well, I don't know. What part are you presenting?
I can present any part, man.
Yeah, see, and then we start coming up with like other questions like how.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I missed your mouth, Chris.
How long do you get licked for? Like, if you present and then the rest of the world is like, now we're good. Okay. Could be worse.
I don't know.
You've seen me walking around wearing way less clothing, Hugh. I'll tell you that much for free.
Think about licking every inanimate object.
If they start hauling ass towards you, you're like,
of course you would. Yeah, again, I'm going to draw a really good picture.
No, it's going to be the get licked.
I don't know.
Although I gotta say, both answers have their merits. Like, think about it.
Yeah,
either
inanimate
your
objects.
system's gonna get really strong.
Inanimate objects.
Or you're gonna shower a lot more,
CLP.
I'm gonna shower a lot
more. Pepper. Yeah. What's that fucking OnlyFans model who sold their bathwater that everybody got fucking sick?
Wait,
what?
Yeah. Some fucking Instagram model or OnlyFans bitch bathed it in water and then sold the water online. We're talking about that, and then they got like dysentery.
No, seriously, you gotta.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like mazel for the enterprise and whatnot.
Seriously, you gotta give her a round of applause.
You're still looking at that thing. You're still looking at that thing like.
Yeah, come on, seriously. That's ingenious. You get a shit ton of money.
Oh, probably too much.
She made a lot of money, but it wasn't very creative. I got a friend. She raised money.
Are you sick to your stomach about it, or are you more just like, fuck, well, I wish I thought of that?
No, because so a friend of mine was like raising money for charity, and she's like, what do you guys want me to do that you would donate money for? I'll fucking do it. And one dude was like, bathe in a tub of macaroni and cheese. And so she filled her fucking bathtub with mac and cheese, post that shit online, raised like $12,000.
Damn.
Know what I'm saying? These idiots drank bath water and then got sick. I'm pretty sure they all got dysentery.
Well, best go home, man.
Yeah. Well, you get
up
there.
What are you drinking?
You get up there to just share.
Probably safe.
Yeah,
I know.
And that's Dick Cheney.
Yeah. If you want to go see God, go hunting with Dick Cheney. Or have information about Hillary Clinton's arrest.
There you go. Well, holy goddamn. Pete, it was fucking fun having you on, man. Thanks for
being here, man. This time has flown by.
After you get commissioned, dude, we want to have you back on. We want to hear about it. All right.
We're gonna redact most of it, but you
have a beer in each hand. That's what it is.
All right.
And your boots.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Just the boots and beer. That's what he was saying. Just boots, beer, and a hat. That's it.
Thanks a lot, Pete. We appreciate you, man.
So much, bro.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Take it easy, brother.
See y'all.
Dude, that good people right there, man.
Oh yeah, salt of the earth.
That was fun, dude. These pod decks, dude. This is awesome, dude.
They really did kill the fucking time. Like we're
54 minutes in.
We're coming close on the end of the episode. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Pete's good people. It's a lot of fun having him here.
got to have him back on. We definitely do.
Oh, absolutely. Once he's done like a year or so out in wherever he's going to go, he might even go down in your direction too. So, there's a possibility he's still in the same time zone, which would be real nice. We'd have to record his interview from California and plug it in here as a video.
Oh, we got to start putting up. So for everyone that doesn't know, everyone that's watching, we also have a YouTube channel.
A
YouTube channel that we're streaming to live at the same time. So if you are on there, or someone that doesn't have Facebook, which we have we have very few subscribers right now, but there are a few subscribers on there for people I know that just don't do Facebook, but they watch YouTube all the time. So go there, please follow, hit the notification. Same thing here with our Facebook page. When I'm going to start getting a little bit better about it. Me and Hugh, we've had a lot of crazy weather. My internet's been kind of finicky. Here in North Carolina, it's been absolutely nuts weather-wise, and because I live out in the country, it affects the internet connection.
Sure.
So we're going to try to stay consistent with the Mondays and Thursdays instead of doing Tuesday, Thursdays. It's just been the last 2 weeks. This is kind of on me.
Well, you have the weather issues. I got finals are coming up in a week, so I have to shift for papers and other things like that.
We definitely want to stay at least 2 a week. Also, if you want to be a guest, email us.
Or if you have something you want us to talk about, something that came up, yes, shoot us an email. You can even shoot us a personal message. Either one is fine.
So, like I told you, Hugh, in the green room, I'm going to try to get Travis, the creator of these awesome cards of pod decks, on as a guest.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be interesting since, like he said in that email, we were one of the first ambassadors that he chose, which is, I still think
it's fantastic, man.
I don't think it's hit me yet.
No, because I go back and watch these episodes after we get off. That's the first thing I do is I shut this down and I go and I rewatch it and I'm like, this dude watched our shit and said they're not terrible. Like,
I want him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and technically we're representing his business also in the same.
Sure.
In the same
and
aspect,
so we're working on getting Travis on. For any of our veteran friends that are watching, I'm trying to get the Old Dominion University, the president of the Student Veterans Association, and our advisor to come on to talk about veteran benefits moving into the new semester over the summer and the fall, how it's going to be affected by the virus and your benefits vis-a-vis your money, and how the VA is going to quantify you being in school if your classes are moved to online. So we got a bunch of questions going out to him. So if you have anything you want to hear from them, it's going to be really great. Yeah. And then Billy and I are working on doing an episode, 4 15-minute segments about tips and tricks for the VA, tips and tricks for your post 9/11, tips and tricks for your disability, and so on. So if you have questions, you have things you want to talk about. What's up, Jason? Thanks for chiming in, brother.
Actually, real quick with Jason, he owns an amazing
porn shop.
No, not porn shop.
One of these times though.
Production studio.
I feel bad. I called it a porn shop.
No, out in Greensboro, and he's actually the one that he's my mentor in the industry of what we're doing right now.
Very cool.
So he has him and his wife's a big realtor out in Greensboro, North Carolina. Okay. She does amazing work. She has her own page. I'm going to plug that in here. They're actually been doing a live show. See, he did appreciate the porn shop comment.
Thanks, Jay. Jason, but, Jason is your mentor. He taught you how to do all this stuff?
Yeah, I actually wound up.
That's awesome. Solid C+.
Yes, solid C+.
You got to have something to reach for. So
it was, he actually started a Facebook group when Facebook was doing this testing thing where he actually wound up monetizing off of Facebook directly from Facebook. Wow. So he wound up getting selected. He created this thing called contentmakers.net. It was a show where he's just kind of teaching you about how to do live streaming, how to do lighting, and just random talking. And I wound up being one of the first followers because when he sent the ads out, I was so close. I was one of the first people to get it. So because the ads kind of do like,
sure, they shift out based on like where you're
from. In a pond, and it does the ripple effect.
Yeah, and you were right there, so that worked out pretty well.
We wound up talking, and I found out he's only 2 hours from me west.
Nice.
So now we've become friends and everything, and he's helped me in the industry and give me tips and tricks and stuff like that. And I would like to have him on and his wife. Just honestly, just good down to earth people.
Nice.
Just good down to earth people.
Well, that'll be great because that'll be some stuff that I'm sure some of our people want to talk about.
Yeah.
Or hear about, if you're trying to establish a social media presence and whatnot. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Billy said in an episode you would spit your drink out, Hugh, and I ain't seen it yet, but it's going to come natural. Don't rehearse that shit, but it's great entertainment.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a porn shop.
You listen, Mike, you tell your wife as soon as she's ready to sell the diner and open up the McCraw Porn Emporium.
Oh, Jason. So Jason's watching. You need to get this. Some Elijah Craig single. Was it? Small batch.
Are you trying to get them on too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, this is happening, dude. This is my favorite. This is my
go-to. I also reached out to Maker's Craft Brewery, a local brewery here in Norfolk, to try to get their floor manager on. He's a little beautiful mind kind of guy, but very. Oh yeah, he is very knowledgeable. Like absorbs information and very good at regurgitating. It'd be a lot of fun. It'd be a lot of like paka paka paka. Good dude.
That's awesome. Yeah, you need to pick it up, Jason. It's good stuff. So, dude, what the fuck? Honestly, in the news lately, both of us, Navy, all right? What the fuck is going on with Iran? I got to talk about this. I know the draft is going on right now. I understand that.
Well, listen.
Do a little draft update.
Look, Joe Burrows and Tua Tagovailoa got drafted, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters right now.
Joe who?
Joe Burrows from LSU. He went number one.
What was it?
Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah, he went to Miami, so like nobody cares. But those are the only two that matter. So the draft is done now. We're back to Iran, the nation state equivalent of the short bus. They took our boat and our dudes. What was like 2 years ago, and they posted those photos like we captured your guys. Shut the fuck up. But what did they say recently? Their war minister or whatever.
So Trump said that if you want good whiskey, go Bushmills. All right, Pete. When you get that commission, since you're making that money, you can send us a bottle.
At the case, World War II style.
That's
he listens to one podcast.
I know. That's it. This one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so Trump says,
I love you, Chris. So Trump said if another Iranian vessel gets close enough to a U.S. Navy warship,
blow them up.
Please
say. Oh, thank God.
He said blow them out of the water. And
that's in line too. When I was on my last tour, right? Yeah. When I was on my last tour in Iraq, sink and destroy means seek if sought.
It's like live action battleship.
Yeah. So when I was on my last tour in Iraq, we talked to this one dude who said when President Obama was in office, he wanted to be woken up if we were going to kill 3 or more people. When Trump was in office, he has made this dude said he made 3 phone calls in the 4 years up to that point.
It's now
he wanted to be woken up if like 40 or more people were going to die.
Me and you both served under Obama. All right. And for anyone else that's watching, being in the fields we were in, and I'll take
I made my comment about the Aldi chick.
Look,
I survived 2 tours.
You had the feeling of
your hands are definitely tied behind your back.
Of hesitation to defend yourself, right or wrong.
Well, back then there were, so there are 3 rules. You have to have positive ID, hostile intent, or hostile act, right?
Yep.
So under Obama, you had to have all 3. You could see a person with an enemy, or you could see an enemy with a weapon. The enemy had to point the weapon at you, and then he had to pull the trigger. Under President Trump, however, you either had to have intent and capability, identity and capability. So you had to see them, and they had the weapon.
Opportunity, intent, and capability.
Thank you. For fuck's sake. The threat triangle. So they either had to already be pulling the trigger, or you had to know they were about to pull the trigger.
Yes.
Which is a vastly different situation.
Yes.
Vastly different.
Yes.
President Obama was basically like, you're going to have to wait till you get shot at.
Now, what was hard was doing law enforcement for the Navy side, because I was one of those last few that actually went through the LE side of, not the security forces shit, that actually went through an LE academy for the Navy. So double that with the mindset of a LE stateside.
Yeah.
And then under the Obama administration, it was literally do I just want to fuck my career away, or should I just do what I know is right?
It was drastically different.
Yeah, and it was
number 2 to deployment number 3.
It was really a hard decision sometimes to even that for people that don't understand a millisecond hesitation from drawing your pistol and shooting is literally, and Hugh, you can vouch for this, is literally life and death.
Absolutely.
Is life and death. If you hesitate for just a split second,
it makes all the difference. We under you wouldn't be adding Pepsi.
It's because I'm old. It's because I'm old, bro. It's because I'm old.
Calm down, 21-year-old.
Yeah, listen, dude. I don't power drink
fucking
like
kid.
I used to. Fuck you, Pete. I have children.
Yeah. So it was different under President Obama. There was vastly different pre-deployment training. Right?
No, so Jay doesn't have, and I love this. I love having these conversations with Jason. Jason's doesn't come from a military family, doesn't have a military background.
Okay. So
honestly, honestly, he is one of those him and his family, die-hard American patriots. They are all
so check this out, man. Being a CB, I don't deploy on ships. I only go overseas to combat zones or humanitarian efforts and things like that. When I deployed under President Obama, the pre-deployment training I received was vastly different. Under President Trump, we had this guy come in and he was like, "Who thinks profiling is bad?" And all these people raise their hand. He goes, "All right, cool. You're all dead. All the rest of you are alive." And then these people are like, "Yo, what the fuck? No, profiling's all fucked up and this, that, and the other." And he was like, "Yo, I'm black and I'm telling you to profile downrange because it could save your life." Well, it's situational. Now, don't get me wrong. You're a fucked up person if you cross the street because somebody's Chinese and you think they have COVID-19. Yeah, you're fucked up if you cross the street because somebody's black and has dreads and you think they're a gangbanger. But if you're fucking downrange and everybody in Afghanistan BT dubs.
And it's good that you said that, Hugh. Let's make that very clear. We're talking about in a combat situation out of country.
Yes.
When you're in a firefight.
Every family in Afghanistan is allowed to have one AK-47 per home, and you can carry it in public. So you can't just assume everybody's a fucking threat. You have to take a look at what's going on around you, right? For sure.
So it's
and Jason, yes, it was drastically different. President Obama wanted to be woken up if 3 people were going to die in a raid. Trump was like, "Don't wake me if it's less than 40, because that means you're probably blowing up a small city."
Trump literally looked at everyone and goes, "Do your fucking job."
It's exactly the dude overseas. He told me the exact same thing. He's like, "Do your fucking job.
Your fucking job."
Yeah. Do what we fucking pay you to do.
Yes.
Call me in the morning. Give me a briefing. I'll go into the fucking press room and tell them we fucking smoked X many people.
No, and the crazy thing is we go through so much reiterated and overlap training of like you just said, the deadly force triangle.
Yes.
Opportunity, capability, and intent. I'll remember that. I'll be reciting that shit on my deathbed because it was literally driven into us that they had to meet.
It's a very fine line.
That triangle. It's a very fine line. And you have to justify it because there's been times.
That's the thing I think a lot of people don't realize is that, when we rolled into Fallujah,
because shooting people is not for the people that are out there that might be watching, or for the kids out there that are fucking on video games and all this other shit. And this was something that I heard on Joe Rogan's podcast.
This has been brought up for a while since like the early 2000s.
It is not fucking cool. It is not fucking cool for those that have shot another human being and taken a life. It's not something that those of us that have done it.
It's not easy to do, first of all, and you don't enjoy it.
No, you don't. It's literally the thing that keeps you up at night for the rest of your life. Sure. It is literally the thing that haunts your dreams. Mm-hmm. It's so that's something I really want to make clear. We're not sitting here and glorifying getting to shoot a weapon. We're just trying to explain that.
No, shooting your weapon is fucking baller. Shooting a weapon at a person is an entirely different situation.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Like
taking
shooting
a life
as a person is an entirely different situation.
Not even taking a life, just shooting at a human. Just shooting at a human.
There was a study that a while ago, and I'll have to find it and post it because it was some good shit. It said that basically 70% of persons in World War II shot with the intent to miss because they couldn't validate taking a life, and of course, this is just a study. And keep in mind, we're 40, 50, 60 years later. That deserved it. It's not like our collateral damage wasn't thought about really. Oh, so I'm going to come back to this in a second. Okay. So basically, we said, if you had actually shot with the intent to hit, that World War II would have ended a year and a half earlier. Well, this is all speculation, of course. But I'm going to find it and post it. So what Mike is talking about, what I wanted to reiterate on, we shot a lot of collateral damage.
So for anyone, Deuce for everyone is a 50.
Is a 50 cal, yes. So the big one.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of collateral damage. You have to validate that. You couldn't just fire your weapon. You can't fire your 50 cal. You can't fire your tank round or a mortar and be like, nah, man, we're good. I got the cloth of my country on me. You had to validate that shit afterwards, and
every round
it could come every single round, and
we still do that now.
Oh, we do. We do that now. Absolutely. And sometimes
it's arming up. People, it's arming up. If you come back to the armory after you hand in your
and you're missing around.
You're missing a round.
Hey, whoa,
no one is fucking leaving.
No.
Until that
so
round.
So it's not as easy as we see bad guy, we pull trigger.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You have to
not by any means whatsoever.
Weird. It's different. It's a lot different over there. So one other thing I wanted to talk about really quick. I noticed that the quarantine is making people more charitable.
Dude, I call this the 9/11 effect. This is what bothers me.
I'll buy it for $1.
So I was on board the USS Arctic AOE 8. It's now a USNS ship. We were actually about to transit the Suez Canal to come home. So when you transit the Suez, you're going to there's very few places you're going to go, and most likely, if you're on a Navy warship, you're going to the Arabian Gulf.
Yeah.
So that's where we just left. I have pictures. It's freaking crazy. Of September 11th in the morning for me was the night of September 10th here.
Yeah.
And the USS Enterprise just finished refueling with us, and I was up topside because that's what we did. Our ship was a fast combat support ship. It was a gas tank that could defend itself. That's what it was. So, we were about to transit the Suez on 9/11, and that fucking obviously didn't happen. We turned the fuck back
calm
around.
down, homies.
Now, for those who don't know, I'm from New York City. I have family in Queens. I have family on Long Island. That's where my family's from. All right, I'm your stereotypical Italian guy from New York. That's just the way it is. So, it really hit home for me. And that's one of the reasons why I served the amount of time that I did, because I felt it was an obligation. I lost friends that were firefighters that when the towers collapsed. So anyway, what bothered me is when I came home from that deployment, everyone and their fucking mother had a flag in their yard, had a flag on their car. 9/11, we'll never forget. Yada yada yada.
And every year it's the same way. There's always those posts
but it goes on for a year, and then all of a sudden the flags start to go away, the writing on the cars start to go away.
Well, they say it every year on the 12th. Like we wish every day was like September 12th. We don't want that thing to happen, but we want that connectivity. We want that connection, that sense of family. Jason, we're gonna have to talk about that next week, man. We're gonna write that shit down so we can explain it to you.
That's a very big.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's the 9/11 effect. So what I notice is all these people, I shouldn't say all these, there are people, and I'm sure you have them on your Facebook, right? There are always charitable, right? There are people constantly doing good, constantly doing something for other people. But then there are these other motherfuckers, and I'm not going to say that I've never been one where I've said, oh, no, man, I'm too fucking busy. I'm sitting on my ass on my couch. But there are people that are all of a sudden, they're like, I need to stay relevant. So they're donating. So I've noticed on my news feed more personally people that are friends of mine.
It's more of a self-gratification.
But it's happening. It's happening. And that's the key. Now, I think I'm having more people and less stories on my feed where people are saying, hey, I organized this thing, or I am involved in this, or this, I'm in with this group. They're donating food to food pantries. They're sending meals to hospitals. They're sending groceries to people who can't leave the house and so on.
Wow.
Fuck off, Mike.
Wow.
He's not even the one I like. I like Mexican Mike better. So I'm split because part of me wants to be like, you're a fucking piece of shit that you were so bored you still needed that self-gratification. Yeah. But cynicism aside, because at the heart of myself, I think we can all agree I'm a little bit of a cynic. Mazel to you guys for trying to stay relevant by still doing some good. Sending shit out there, donating.
We're not sitting here saying that donating and helping out is wrong by any means.
No. I absolutely support it.
But what I do too. But what bothers me is the ones that post about it every second they can.
You know what I mean? I think that might be a product of the times. I think that might be a product of the times.
No, absolutely, because it's what
we do. It's what we do. Because does it happen if you don't post? Did you go to the gym if you didn't check in? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's just
But so that all having been said, thank you for you self-righteous fucks for doing your part and giving back. Absolutely. I don't care that it took you to the point where you said, I have to remain relevant for my social fucking presence. Thank you for still fucking giving back and helping people out. You can eat a bag of dicks, but I hope it was homegrown and you delivered groceries ahead of time.
So I got a good idea, Hugh. I was just sitting here while we were, throughout the podcast, after we finished with these cards. I think what we're going to do is we're going to pull a card from the episode deck.
Oh,
and we're going to pull it now. So we're going to pull next podcast's
episode
subject matter now.
Okay. Let's fucking hear it, man.
So what I want to do is I'm going to take these cards.
That'll actually help because now instead of just getting hammered between now and Monday, I'll know to do research on what we're going to talk about.
So what I'm going to do is with these cards, for me and the family, we just don't want to forget about 9/11. It will happen as time goes by.
It's still weird that there are people that were born and are learning about 9/11 in history. That's fucking weird for me.
So with the pod decks, these questions we asked today, the 4 interview and the
4 other category ones,
the 2 would you rather, the 2 what the heck. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take these. I'm going to put these into the
used pile.
The used pile. So we're going to have fresh questions. So let's go to the episode deck. I haven't opened this yet. This is I took the plastic off.
Do you want to do 2 per episode? I think we could probably squeeze out 2.
Yeah, we can do 2 because we're going to repeat these. We're going to repeat these. And look, Travis from Poddex, he's coming out with an app, so there's going to be more stuff. So some of this stuff's going to get repeated, but just like you said earlier, Hugh, it's going to take us down different rabbit holes. People are going to give different answers. We're going to go down different directions. It's going to bring out different stories. I mean, this is the longest.
It's going to be a good time
so far. So, all right, Hugh, I'm gonna start pulling cards. Tell me when to stop.
1, 2, 3, 4, go.
All right. Actually, Hugh, this is one that we were already talking about. If you can see it, share a money-saving tip.
Oh, that's fucking perfect.
So I'm going to get in touch with Roddy, and we're going to see if we can get him on. All right, so I'm going to go one more time. I'm going to put these on top.
Right.
Cut the deck. I'm a good fucking dealer, bro.
Well, you're Italian. It's in your blood.
All right, tell me when to stop.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war. Stop.
Why I quit blank.
Deal.
That's a good one. So
that is a really good one.
So those are next week's questions. So let me read them again. Share a money-saving tip, which is something that we were going to talk about anyway. So that's definitely good. Yep. And then why I quit blank. And the best part about that is email in to us. Okay. Your answers to these questions. All right. So why I quit blank. Share a money-saving tip. Email them into right there, libertyriskpodcast@gmail.com.
Right.
All right. And
send the stuff in because we'll blast it out there. Like, Mike, I know you quit butt stuff because you had to get an actual job to provide for your family and it wasn't paying out anymore. So we will be sure to put your first and last name and that Mike McCraw, you quit butt stuff, as an example.
Yeah.
It'll be really good. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And if you're a veteran or you're active duty, please make sure just your rank and your time in. We don't need unit specific stuff like that. Just your rank and your time in.
We want to throw back though. We want to thank you.
Yeah, just to thank you and acknowledge your service to the country. He's a mediocre dealer at best. All right, look. We'll talk about this next episode. I'll talk about this.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah, she's throwing little inside comments.
Jokes. Okay,
we'll talk about this in the green room after the show's.
All right, deal.
That's Gianna.
Billy, this is a great episode, man.
Oh, dude, this is yeah, reuse the toilet paper. That's so nasty.
That's fucking really quick.
Oh, gross.
That fucking reused toilet paper thing. I saw this comment on Facebook today. Apparently, the world is split between people who do and do not stand up to wipe their ass after shitting.
What? Shut the really?
We'll talk about this more next week, but that is apparently a thing.
All right, so next week we got the two pod decks. Would you? What was it? It was share a money saving tip and why I quit blank.
And also, the world is split between who does and does not stand up to wipe their ass after shitting.
And also, we're going to address Jason's question on how we account for rounds in the military. And I think this is going to go down, and maybe Pete can get in on this, and whoever else is in, because there's a couple of different ways depending on where you're at and what you're doing and what operational status you're in and stuff like that. We'll
save that stuff for the end of the podcast. You know, we'll make sure that we give it its due diligence and whatnot. But for those of you that want those answers, tune in.
Yeah, seriously. Again, guys, thank you so much. Please like, share, hit the notifications. Go over to the YouTube page. Just type in the search bar, Liberty Risk Podcast. Find us on there. Subscribe. Hit the notifications for that. Please do us a favor for us to be able to grow and continuously bring quality content and keep everyone engaged. We need you to share, like, and comment. That is the biggest thing for us, and to get this out as far as we possibly can. Me and Hugh like to sit here and drink, have a good time, share some stories, bullshit. But we also want to be able to do what we can to help the veteran community. As always, if you're ever feeling down or out, please remember you can always message us here. Me and Hugh will always respond to you. You can you need is I need someone to talk to. Put your name, your phone number. We'll give you a call as soon as we get it. But you also have the Veteran Crisis Hotline down there. All right, it's 1-800-273-8255. All you got to do is press 1. It's completely
no matter what is going
confidential.
On.
Even if you're active duty, they're not going to notify your command unless you're actively going to hurt yourself or hurt someone else. All right.
Oh, we still recommend you call the number.
Call them because no matter what you're doing, and I'm telling you this, and we'll make this an episode. We'll have a non-alcoholic episode where I go.
I think, Billy, we mentioned this last time. One of these episodes, maybe episode 10.
I tell you from experience.
We're going to go.
Your career is not worth your life.
No, we're going to do a dark episode. We'll slate it for episode 10, where we're going to talk about the things that affect Billy and I and the resources available to you guys. And we're going to share stories without names. And we're going to tell you, thanks, Mike. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you, brother.
We are going to tell you about resources, and we're going to tell you that at the end of the day, it's not worth it. We're here for you guys.
Yeah, and we're really trying to distinguish ourselves from the other veteran podcasts out there that just sit there and bullshit. You know, we're trying to make it. This is also something for me and Hugh that's kind of like a healing point for us, where we're able to vent. So, and like I said, we want to have you guys on. So please email us. Don't be afraid. It looks intimidating, but it's really not. Once you get on here, it's
Pete
just hanging out.
Pete is literally at home. He did his from his home.
Yeah, that's all you got to
come over to our house. You just need a good fucking connection, and you can get on and shoot the shit with us for
cell phone and earbuds. That's all you need.
Minimum requirement.
Earbuds and a good connection. That's it. All right, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, guys.
We'll be back on here.
Remember,
night, you toast
a pledge a day keeps the commies away. Thank you, guys. I appreciate
we'll see you guys on Monday night. Take it easy, everyone.
Bye, guys.